My title is Windmill Propaganda Appeal. George Orwell's satirical allegory novel Animal Farm envisions a place where those who do the work reap the benefits of their effort, and uses the story of rebelling animals to warn the reader that the callous Soviet Union era can repeat itself. Orwell's use of symbolism in his fairy tale bestows an allegorical story that incorporates humor, animals, and exaggeration to create an absorbing novel. While on the surface, it exemplifies a simple tale of the events on a farm run by animals. However, deep down, Orwell's novel uncovers a story of the truth behind the Soviet Union. For example, Orwell uses the windmill to exhibit the failure of the 5-year plan, the power of the government, and the hope of the citizens in a simple yet abstruse story of animals taking over a farm. Animal Farm generates many symbols that evolve into an allegorical novel. In particular, the windmill symbolizes the 5-year plan of the Soviet Union. To say that Orwell furnishes a few techniques to imply the true meaning to the reader is an understatement. Basically, the 5-year plan takes people's minds off the real issue, the main obstacle in the society. Determined, the leaders of the Soviet Union will set goals and plans to push the people to work harder and totally focus on succeeding, and not the real problems, the absolute power of communism. Likewise, the windmill allocates busy work, so the animals do not have a lot of time on their hands to think about the plights occurring around them. Not only that, the windmill gives them hope, as did the 5-year plan, because it allows them to have something to look forward to. With the animals, it entails electricity and warmth. Specifically, when the windmill is blown down by a storm, the story plays out as follows. To rebuild the windmill with walls twice as thick as before, and to finish it by the appointed date, together with the regular work of the farm, was a tremendous labor. 98. The quote ties along with what I'm analyzing, because even when the windmill is torn down, they still get right back up and try again, due to their want to reach the accolade at the end of the journey. With the 5-year plan, they create a new one every 5 years. However, they never fully fulfill them, but the people keep on striving to succeed. Throughout the novel, Orwell provokes a sense of power through the development of the windmill. The windmill expands the sense of power by overtaking, controlling, and manipulating the animals. First off, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Too much power poisons a society, specifically when individuals overdominate and take over the people. In the fairy tale, the windmill induces absolute power. The animals can't even focus on other things because the windmill has them in a daze, so to speak. Napoleon constructs the windmill to force the other animals to submission. Some animals embed themselves so much into working that they refuse to stop. For example, Boxer revolves his life around working hard. His self-will and determination is what separates him from the other animals. Not only that, his motivation pushes him to an extent of even having the desire to work when he does not have to. This technique is Napoleon's way of controlling their mental thoughts, controlling their physical actions, and controlling their daily life. By Napoleon having this power, he controls the animals. Despite the fact that Boxer could have taken days off, Boxer refused to take even a day off work and made it a point of honor not to let it be seen that he was in pain. Page 114. Boxer is a very optimistic animal. If one gave him a donut, he would not focus on the hole in the middle, but focus his eyes upon the creamy, luscious inside. Even though days at Animal Farm are rough, he presses onward not only because Napoleon brainwashes him, but because he has the hope for a time of better days, a future of happiness, a sorrowless life. By including the windmill in the story, the author suggests that it gives the animals hope that develops confidence for the future. Hope is a need one desperately requires. Hope for their fate, hope for success, and hope for improvement. The animals have hope for their destiny, allowing them to have something to look forward to, something that gives them assurance. What most people don't seem to realize is that the windmill gives them that sense of faith, assuring the animals that everything will be fine. Snowball promises them a plethora of luxury items for the farm, allowing the animals to experience the care that they deserve. They built the windmill intending for it to provide the power they need. However, again, Napoleon directs the building of the windmill with intentions for it to provide a propaganda technique by misleading the animals into thinking they have something to work for. The animals feel as if Napoleon is telling the truth, so they strive extremely hard to reach the praise at the end. The praise. Moreover, at the beginning of the book, the animals have a plan for what the windmill would provide, which is this windmill would light their stalls and warm them in the winter, and would also run a circular saw, a chaff cutter, a mango slicer, and an electric milking machine. 64. This quote describes what the animals have to hope for. All three of these details, when put together, explain the meaning and symbolism of the windmill. By incorporating the failure of the 5-year plan, the power of the government, and the hope of the citizens, the windmill exhibits a distinct symbol in the complex fable. Basically, in a nutshell, the windmill symbolizes the 5-year plan while using power and hope as propaganda. But realize this, Napoleon drives the animals to strive to reach high for success. While the animals want an indolent lifestyle, their life only gets harder. Regardless of what one is going through, the rule of thumb illustrates, sometimes there's not a better way. Sometimes there's only the hard way. Thank you. This class is sick.